At a cafe, Takuma ends things with Akane, confessing that he has feelings for someone else. She had noticed that Takuma had been distant lately. Back at the apartment, Akane's friend Momo reacts surprisingly to the breakup. She finds it amusing that Takuma left her for a girl he met on an online game, and wonders if it was the same game they used to play together. Akane confirms that it was indeed the same game. She recalls the time when Takuma introduced her to the game and is still amazed that his love for gaming led him to cheat on her. She shares a text message from Takuma, in which he requests the return of the expensive equipment that he lent to her. Momo finds it ridiculous and tells her that she's fortunate to no longer be in a relationship with him. She also advises her to avoid wallowing in her misery all day. Although Akane agrees, she finds it challenging to be enthusiastic. Akane logs onto Forest of Savior, the same online game that she used to play with Takuma. However, she discovers that he has already removed her from his friends list. Now Akane is so disappointed that she had spent more money on the game only to be removed. While playing alone, Akane is approached by a random player named Yamada, a player from the same guild, who asks her if she is on a mission to find the Prophet Stone. She notices that Yamada is reserved and tends to reply lately, but still decides to engage with him. Akane confides in him that she is only playing the game to relieve some stress after the breakup. Yamada is uninterested in her problems and asks if he can camp at her spot to hunt for the Prophet Stone. She takes offense at his response and advises him to find another spot to camp. Yamada reluctantly agrees but makes it clear that he doesn't care about her problems. While playing the game, Akane suddenly sees an announcement for a live event to celebrate the first-year anniversary of the game. Suddenly, she remembers the promise she made to Takuma to stay with him forever and then recalls his words when he broke up with her. She wonders if he and his new girlfriend will attend the event together. Overwhelmed with emotions, she realizes that she may not be able to move on from their relationship. At school, she asks Momo to accompany her to buy outfits for the event. Momo assumes that Akane has moved on, but quickly discovers that she's still hung up on Takuma and wants to make him regret leaving her for someone else. They shop for clothes and Akane undergoes a complete makeover. On the day of the event, she spots Takuma and his new girlfriend, but loses them in the crowd after colliding with someone and falling to the ground. She feels embarrassed, but the person she collided with helps her get back on her feet. She apologizes for bumping into him and ends up rambling, but realizes that he doesn't seem interested in her. Before walking away, he tells her that he doesn't care about her problems. Akane remembers the same lines from Yamada, the player with the blank face and puffed out hair she met in the game. She calls out to him to confirm, but in response, he asks who she is. Suddenly, Takuma and his new girlfriend then approach them, but Takuma only pays attention to Yamada and introduces him to his girlfriend as a professional gamer, claiming that he is a big fan. Feeling neglected, Akane decides to introduce Yamada as her new boyfriend. Yamada is hesitant to play along, but Akane entices him with a discount code for a Prophet Stone that she obtained from the event. Eventually, Yamada complies to pretend. Takuma was taken aback when he saw Akane manage to get Yamada's attention, that someone he had been following for years. He was so amazed that he fell to his knees. Despite Akane feeling victorious, she could not help but feel a twinge of envy when she saw Takuma's girlfriend got his back. After the event, Akane and Yamada went to a nearby pub where she continued to lament about Takuma and his new girlfriend. Yamada listened to her ramblings, but he always responded bluntly, which made her feel frustrated. She then admitted to Yamada that she dressed up for the event to make Takuma regret leaving her for someone. She curious about Yamada's career as a professional gamer and asked him a few questions, but his cold demeanor put her off. She advised Yamada to be more sociable with women if he wanted to be popular, but Yamada replied that he was not interested in romance and had never had a girlfriend before. Despite his good looks, Akane believed that Yamada's disinterest in love was a waste. The thought of Takuma and his girlfriend made her emotional and she excused herself to the restroom in tears. She realizes that her clothes are dirty and that her foot is wounded after tripping earlier at the event. Upon returning to the table, she discovers that Yamada has already left, likely having grown tired of her company. Feeling alone and helpless, she begins to cry. Moments later, Yamada returns to the pub with a box of band-aids. Without a word, he begins to patch up her wounds. This is enough to break Akane's feelings and she finally breaks down in tears. The next morning, she wakes up feeling groggy with a headache. As she sits up in bed, she hears a voice at the back of her head and turns to see Yamada sitting by his desk with his gaming setup, engaged in conversation with someone. Yamada notices that Akane is awake and excuses himself from the conversation. As the episode 1 ends here, thanks for watching so far and don't forget to subscribe for upcoming episodes.